Now, I've learned a very important lesson over the years, and that is to follow what God says. I remember when I went to South India, in Kerala, and what happened was, I never heard of the land of Kerala. I'd been to India, in North India, but never heard of the state Kerala in South India. And one day I was at home, just reading a Christian newspaper that had come through the mail that morning. And I opened the mail, was flicking through the newspaper, and suddenly I saw a picture of green water and coconut trees. And I still have that original picture. And suddenly the Spirit of God spoke to me. And He said, you are going to a land of coconut trees to preach the gospel. Very strange word to hear from God, a very precise word. But I didn't know what it meant exactly. And I thought maybe it meant something like Hawaii or somewhere like that. Somewhere tropical like that. But I cut the picture out and I kept it on my desk to remind me that this was the promise of God. Now, after a while, something amazing happened. I received a letter in the post. And I opened it, and it was a letter from a church in Kerala, in India. I never heard of the land of Kerala. So I looked at it, and I thought, okay, this is very interesting. And so me and my wife decided we will take up the invitation, and we will go there. We went there, and as we were arriving in the train from North India to South India, as we arrived in Kerala, the train jerked one morning, woke us up, and I looked out of the window and I saw the whole place was full of coconut trees. And I said to my wife, this is the place that God told me that we would come. Later, I discovered that the word Kerala means land of coconut trees. And so when you look at Kerala, when you come in a plane and you're coming into Cochin Airport or Trivandrum Airport, you look in through the window, you will see the whole place is carpeted with coconut trees. And that's what God had spoken to me. And so I went there for about 6 or 7 years in a row, hosting a pastors and workers conference. That was such a tremendous blessing, such glory in those services. But it wasn't because of me. It was because of what God had said. And when you are in the place that God wants you to be, and you're doing what God wants you to do, only then He will bless you. If you do what you think you should do for God, and it wasn't what God instructed, there will be no blessing in it, or there won't be much blessing in it. But there'll be a dryness, and there'll be a heaviness, and there'll be a struggle in it. But when you do what God says, then God will provide. Where there is a true vision from God, there is true provision.
For our story doesn't end here. It's an eternal story. It's a story that goes on. And each one of you, God brought you here to hear the truth of His great love, of a heart that yearns to bring all men in, of a God who heals, a God who delivers, a God who transforms lives in a second. And you can be a part of this great story. He loves you. He wants to reach inside of you, transform your life. He wants to give you His life inside. His name is Jesus. His glory